Well, hello there. I haven't made a video for a while because it's basically been winter and I haven't been out on the boat much. But then I was thinking, a phenomena that doesn't occur very often, that maybe I should make a monthly video. So I'll just let you know what I'm up to during the periods when I can't get out on the boat, and especially any work I'm doing on the boat. So the first order of business is my new dive compressor. Come on in, I'll show you my new dive compressor. Well, here is the said compressor. I'm going to bolt it down to the deck, and I was going to leave it as a permanent fixture, maybe put a seat on top of it or a table, but upon reading the specifications of this said dive compressor, it's not waterproof, or it says it mustn't be kept out in the rain. So that would also include spray that comes over the bow of the boat or the wet hoses when I pull them back in on the deck. So in order to protect the compressor from any water spray, yesterday I made up a cover for it, and this cover goes over the top of the compressor. This goes in quite easily if you try hard, and that will keep the compressor hopefully free from water. My diving has been a comedy of errors. I basically don't like dive tours. I've been on quite a few, but you're on the boat there with about 20 other divers. You can't dive where you want to dive. You can't go exploring. So I thought, well, I need to go diving by myself. But our coastline is fairly shallow until you paddle out a bit, and an area that is known for shark attacks, I didn't think that was really a good idea. So then I've got a double kayak. Right, I thought I'll stick my dive gear in the front where the front person would sit, and I would sit in the back and paddle. But it was pretty hard going when you've got the weight of all your dive gear in the kayak and you're paddling. I was paddling in one day against the wind, and I'm thinking, I think I'll just give up and drift out to sea, never to be seen again. But then I thought, no, I need a beer, so I'll paddle back in. And besides that, if I go, I annoy too many people, and if I'm not around, who is there to annoy them? So I thought, no, I just got to carry on the way I am. So, but however, I decided in the end to buy a boat. Well, what else have I been up to? Well, what have I been up to indeed? I thought, I'm doing a lot of thinking, and that's always a strange phenomenon. Very rare in my case, but I don't have much to think with. But however, I thought that my videos could do with some background music. And I got very tired of these websites that claim they give you free music to use in your videos, but you find out that it's not really free. You end up having to pay for it. So I thought, well, I've got my trusty guitar here. I've got a rhythm machine from my past life and bought some other gear. And to be honest with you, it would have probably been cheaper to buy the music, but I think this is going to be more fun. So I'll try that out. In my next video, I just might decide to put some sound on it in the background, because as you see at the moment, or should I say, as you hear at the moment, there's no background music. So there you have it. So another thing I want to try as an experiment, I don't think many channels do this, but rather than answer comments in the comments section, I thought at the end of the video I would pick out some of the comments and and answer the people on the video rather than on the comment section. Since there's only you and another couple of people watching these videos, I guess it shouldn't be too difficult. When I got a few million, it might be harder, but I can always put them in categories and answer questions like that or something. I've got no idea. Well, that's the update so far. It's only the 17th of August at the moment, so I'll be updating it through August and then uploading this at the end of the month, which you won't have to wait for because this will be like at the end of the month anyway. But anyway, I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're great, and I'll make another video in probably a week's time. Not another video, another section of this video. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. And I'll catch up with you then. Maybe some background music. You just never know. Well, I've finally got the compressor mounted on the bow of the boat. I was going to put it on the deck before, but would have taken up a lot of deck space. So I've put it on the fuel locker at the bow of the boat. It cantilevers out a little bit, or overhangs is another word in case English is not your first language. Cantilever just means hanging over the edge. I can't refuel the boat with it on there, so I have to take it off every time I fuel the boat, but I'm basically going to take it off anyway every time I finish with the boat because I have to clean the boat down. And it also helps when I'm dropping the anchor, because there's actually something to lean on while you're getting the anchor out. Before it was, you could get the anchor out, it was all right, but it just makes it a bit easier to lean on here. Another thing that I think this might help me with, hopefully on the weekend I can do a test drive, is having the extra weight on the front of the boat weighs down the bow a little bit, because we have a bit of a problem. Well, when you say it's a problem with a boat, normally this is not a problem, because the sooner a boat gets on the plane, the faster you'll go, and you'll use less fuel. So this boat gets on the plane at about 6 to 7 knots, and then just shoots right up to 16 knots. And when you're in rough weather, it's like you'd like to go at about 10 knots, but I couldn't get at 10 knots because the boat would just go on the plane. And also when I'm in the river, where there's a section there which has an 8 knot speed limit, and I can't do 8 knots. As soon as I get to 5 or 6 knots, or like six knots anyway, might be 7, the boat just goes up on the plane and just takes off. Boom. So you'd virtually have to stay at 5 knots all the time. So hopefully with this on the front, a bit of weight on the front will keep the bow down, and so the boat will go on the plane. I like it to go on the plane at about 10 knots, because 10 knots seems to be a nice cruising speed without going too fast. If this is a small boat, and I think I take it into waters that probably it wasn't designed for. Sometimes I'm looking at boat reviews on YouTube, and they say, oh, we're going to take this boat out into rough weather, and I'm looking at it thinking, oh, I'd take my little tiny boat out and write that sort of waves. So yeah, I think this is actually designed as a tender, just a small boat for taking people ashore off of a big boat. But these ribs, or rigid inflatable boats, have been used now for fishing and diving. Well, I'm using it for diving. I've been using it for diving. Makes an excellent dive platform. So yeah, it wasn't actually designed to go out in very rough weather, but this boat handles it okay. It's really good. So that's where we're up to so far. We've got the compressor mounted, still waiting for the airline fittings. For some reason, they don't seem to have metric airline fittings in Perth when this is a metric country. It's rather strange that. They've still got imperial sized fittings. So I've had to order them from overseas, and I'm waiting for my delivery. One thing about getting things delivered down here in Perth, the most isolated city in the world apparently, when you order something online, by the time you get it, you've forgotten that you've ordered it. And when you get it, it's like Christmas. Wow, look at this, I've got a present, what's in it? Oh, that's right, I ordered that. But I don't think I'll be getting this one because I'm just waiting for the airline fitting so I can connect my airlines to it. So that's what I've been up to so far. I don't know if I'll have another section to this video before the end of the month, but we will see. Maybe I'll get my airline fitting so we can get the airlines all connected up. So until the next section of this video, we'll see you later. So this is the end of the month, 31st of August, spring tomorrow. Wow, that's really great. And this will be goodbye until my next video. So until then, au revoir. That's a French word that means au revoir. Catch you later.